What's going on there, fellow YouTubers? This is Chris from the Anomalies channel. Guys, I want to do a reanalysis, so to speak, of my last video, the hieroglyphs or something else. Now, I did say it was not the rat, the rock abrasion tool. I did say it was mechanical or electronic in nature, and I still believe that's true. Now, this gentleman Martin and I have been going back and forth, and you can read our remarks and comments back to each other. And I'm glad that the guy's from the, I think he's either in or was in the armed services, or you know, you can call it the service, call it what you will. But anyway, he's an engineer, which is good because, you know, it's good to have people knowledgeable and stuff like that. Now, we were going back and forth, and he's saying, I believe it's part of the rover, whatever, or part of the rover, whatever. It doesn't really matter. And I believe he's right. You know, like I said, it wasn't a rock abrasion tool, that's for sure. And I wasn't thinking about any other equipment on there. Now, my buddy Christian from, the Olympus Sky. Hold on, this phone's going crazy on me here. Let me just go ahead and flip that over so I don't see it lighting up. Anyway, so he said, well, I have to agree with Martin 1,000% because, yeah, basically, and he showed me a link. He said, basically, this is the real deal. So I looked at this thing myself, and I said, okay. And it shows this right here, this specifically, I don't even know if I'm going to pronounce this right, Westbore spectrometer specifically provides the detailed mineralogy of different kinds of iron-bearing rocks and soils, placed directly up against target material. Makes sense. Okay, so this is a spectrometer making this, nothing else. Okay, so I put this in, believe it or not, I've actually got both of these pictures in Photoshop. Now, the reason why I did that is because I want to show you guys up close, and it makes sense. Look at the outer ring, which is pretty wide. And then, you know, the actual instruments are inside this, the spectrometer and so on. And it basically, they just put it up against the ground, which you can see here, the impression it makes in the dirt. And you can see the round circle where it would be raised up because there's nothing in the center of that. Makes sense. Okay, here is the actual holes you see right here. And you can see where the arrows are pointing these out. It makes absolute sense. So I'm going to say 95%, and you notice how I said 95%, and I'm going to tell you why. The other 5%, I don't believe it is. I believe this is correct, meaning this right here is a picture of this Mox would make. That's 100% there. There's no issue about that. This is what I got a problem with. Okay, if we look at this one here up close, and I'm just going to go ahead and just blur it up a little bit. Here's that ring. Here's the Mach. Here's the Mach. Now you can see these have been recessed, so this ring, these have to be somewhat recessed inside these holes here because they wouldn't be even leaving an outside Mach, let alone the inside. Okay, so they may be slightly recessed and then it just pushed into the dirt and then it pushed up inside the Phillips head screw, if that's what in fact what it is. Okay, now if you look at this one here, okay, a couple things that they just kind of puzzle me. And when I'm not sure about something, I want to go through it again. I want to reanalyze. That's probably why I was so good at my job. I just never quit. But this one here is distorted, and it's close to that inner pot. Okay, well, if this is true, then here's the piece, and here's your Phillips head screw. Well, wait a minute. This one looks like it's kind of like this weird stretched out S shape. Got like kind of a squiggly to it, and it does the same thing going this way. These look straight across. So unless they change the screws in these things periodically, which God knows how they can possibly do that if it's on Mars. Okay, now, if you look at this one's completely distorted, has nothing in there to show. This one does have somewhat of a shape, but you can see it kind of like it's kind of thin. It goes like this. This one goes like this. This one's completely straight. Now, don't get me wrong, this one's at an angle, and you can see the wall of this one here and how far this is pressed into the ground. And of course, this has a lot to do with soil. The type of soil. I believe this on this side is actually more of a moist, and maybe this is the reason why it's more defined, but it doesn't make any sense. This is thinner. This one's thicker. Now, question, is it possible that they played this off to look like one? And I'm going to show you why. This particular spot I'm more now after than more than any other part of this video, or the picture itself, I should say. Because I noticed a couple more things that kind of give this away, and I'm going to analyze that right now. Now, I actually brought this down a little bit, and you can see that. Now, I still say there's electronic parts and things sticking out. I'm going to show you that right now. Even this right here, you can see it. Look at right here. There's some kind of little weird thing, like a pinhead, round piece coming down. I'm hoping everybody, or at least a lot of people, have high definition video output on their computer as well as high def monitors, because you easily see this. Right here, it looks like there's like a picture of a pinhead, or a pin with that has that round pinhead to it, and it's casting a little bit of a shadow. This is kind of like a little box type thing. There's too many intricate parts in here to say that it's just simply an impression of a screw head. Look at that. Looks like wires. Now, Martin mentioned these screws probably get worn a little bit, but they are recessed. They're not spinning. So they're recessed. Is it possible they can still get scratched up? Sure. I'm okay with that. But, and he said these may be scratches up inside the head. I'm going, wait a minute. Why would it be up inside the head? The Phillips head part itself. I got to disagree with on that. There's too many things sticking out of here. Look at this. Coming up and then down. And I'm going to show you something here in a little bit. Watch this. Because this is the only... although this looks identical, and this may still be, and I'm still saying this part, these are identical. I mean, this is absolutely the tool marks this is making. This one may be fabricated. And the reason why I say that is this. This is the only fly in the ointment, or as my buddies in the UK say, this is the only rub. This is the rub. Here's the rub. Check this out. Here's the part. Let's do this. Now, have you guys noticed something else besides the stuff I pointed out? Check this out. Not only does it have these weird square thing, has what looks like little wires. These do not look flat. They look raised up. There's another one here. Now, check to the up and left of this. Right here, there's wires coming off this. And it looks like it comes straight down, angles into this piece. And it looks like it has just like a small rounded piece. Another one comes down, angles this way, goes across, 90-degree angle, and back into this. I'm sorry, guys. That's a little too intricate for this screw head. And here's that piece sticking out. It looks like a dark area, like a hole, something coming out of it, and you can see what looks like a shadow to it. That wouldn't do that if it was just compacted dirt inside of a Phillips head screw, top of a screw head. Doesn't make sense. And, right here, it looks like there's something right here. It looks like it's been, let me see if I can't darken this up a little bit. Right here, there's something sticking out. And look at this, right, the way this is contoured. It goes like this, comes up, straight, nice angle. I don't believe this is part of that, guys. I think it's been made to look that way. I don't think that's it at all. There's something else that looks like it's got like some kind of weird thing right here. Now, this may be my eyes playing games right here. But it looks like some kind of like pinhead weird looking thing right here, too. Now, that could be sticking out. That makes sense because this is inside the ring. So that could be. That's very well possible. This, I don't think so. Now, again, if you look at these now, you said, well, your eyes like to play games. That's true. Now, let me ask you guys a question. I'm seeing something right here with this weird shape right here. Something with a 90-degree angle. See this? 90-degree angle, 90-degree angle comes around smooth. Something right here. Now, is this part of it? Am I seeing things here? Watch this. I showed you right here, almost looked like that weird tennis racket kind of thing, right? And actually, you can see it right here going off, going over to this way. But it looks like there's several things. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't notice that here, but you notice here it looks like this single thing standing out. Or at least they're rounded, and they look like electronic parts to me. Check this out. Let's darken this up. This looks like this round area. There's something coming out, going up over this ring, and back around. Why isn't all of this here completely crushed? Anything going up and over this ring, why isn't that completely crushed? Doesn't make sense. Now, don't get me wrong. I know it's only recessed a little bit, so this may not be that deep, but you would think all of this would be smashed, and I'm not seeing it. Here's another thing. If it's only my eyes, does this look right? Check this out. Comes over, comes down. Right here, comes across, goes down. See, it's like it's rounded? This also follows that shape right here. And then something comes down in between them. But there's something clearly going into this. It looks like it's going into this piece. This does not look like, when you closely analyze this, doesn't look like a machine head screw. It looks something more to it. Is it possible that this was just manufactured to make it look like that? And I'll let you guys make the final decision. I'm not going to make a 15-part chapter on this, but I just figured, like I said, I don't give up on these things. It's not like I want to believe there's something else, but I'm just seeing something more than just simply that. If this is, I don't know why all this area here around here is not smooth. I really don't, because if this has been pressed into the screw head, this should be smooth, or at least pretty close to it. It's not. And there's too many shapes and things just sticking out of this. Like I said, comes down, angle, perfect corner right here, another perfect corner going down. This one comes down, angles, perfect corner, goes into this one. And they're going into whatever this is. And all of this stuff laying over this ring, so to speak, I don't know, guys. This should be all flat. All of this, it looks like it's standing up right here, too. All of this, anything that's over this should be flat, and anything over this should be crushed. At least around the media edge. I don't know. Is it possibly doctoring this thing up to make it look that way? Or is it just, well, it just happens to look like that? I don't know. You tell me. I just thought it was pretty interesting. I figured I'd bring it, mention that again. So you guys can check that out. All right. Now, I'm not going to make it too long. I am going to get to the T-shirt thing. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't get to it. I told you I'd make one from last Wednesday up to this point, and I didn't. So what I'm going to do to make it fair, because there are people in different time zones, I'm going to do this drawing tomorrow, because it only makes sense. Some people are right now in their country. They're probably just daylight. It's perfect. Some people today may not be able to see it in this time zones here in the United States. So to make it fair, I'm going to go ahead and just do it tomorrow. And then I'm going to do it every Wednesday after that if I can. Okay. Now some people have told me that they're not getting their names were not in the drawing. Okay. If you guys would prefer, go ahead and leave it in my Mars Anomalies at AOL.com. Go ahead and say, this is me, I'd like to get a T-shirt. And you can leave it here and leave a comment here on this as well. And, leave a comment and then tell me, I would like a shirt, large or medium. That's the only two sizes I have right now, guys. Unless you want to wait, because the only time I can get shirts is on the weekend. So I can get an extra large if you choose, or a child size, that's fine. So go ahead and if you want to ensure that I get it, leave a comment if you want about the video itself and what I reanalyzed there. And then just say, I'd like a T-shirt, large or medium. At this point, that's all I have. And unless you want to wait, then you can put extra large. That's fine, too. If you're unsure that your name will make it on the list, go ahead and just, just go ahead and give me the info. Just leave it on my Mars Anomaly at AOL, Mars Anomalies, I should say, at AOL.com. And I'll leave the link in case you're not sure how it's spelled or whatever, which is pretty easy. It's right here on the screen. And that's it. So it'll ensure that I'll get your name this time, because I want it to be completely fair, guys. I don't want to, do anybody wrong here. I want to make it completely fair. So anyway, guys, go ahead and do that for me. And if you want this shirt, go ahead and do that. And I will make the drawing tomorrow. I'd like to do it tonight, but let's be fair about it so everybody can get a shot at this. Anyway, guys, give me your comment on my reanalysis. Let me know what you think. Leave your names here if you want the T-shirt. And we'll go from there. We'll do the drawing tomorrow. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Always appreciated. And I'll see you next week.